So I really feel like that this video is the shortest wrap-up video that I'm going to make on my entire life. So hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shimon, and for today's video, I am going to be sharing my November reading wrap-up. So what can I say, like November was just so fast for me. It's really funny because, I feel like October and then half of November and then it's already December. But I'm happy with the books that I've read for the month of November because I've read 5 books and I'm pretty much happy because this is one of the few books that I actually enjoyed reading. And as I mentioned on my previous video, the reason why I actually did not film or did not really read is because I just had an operation with my dental. So what I did was, I just watched a lot of Netflix comedy shows to ease the pain and somehow to recover. But now I am happy, I am fully recovered, and now I started filming, I am started to read books now. So without further ado, let's start with my statistics. So as I mentioned a while ago, I read 5 books, so 2 of them is science fiction novel, 1 is contemporary romance, 1 is historical fiction, and 1 horror gothic novel. For the format is I've read 4 physical books and 1 ebook, and all of this is I've also listened to the audiobook because I really do love listening to the audiobook and at the same time reading the physical book. For my rating, I have 2 5 stars, 1 4.5 stars, and 2 4 stars. So I really did enjoy it. I don't have any 3 stars. So without further ado, let's start with the books that I've read for the month of November. So the first book that I've read for the month of November is Tadan! Mexican Gothic by Silvia Miranda Garcia, and I gave this book a 4 stars. In this story, it is set in 1950s Mexico, and we follow our main character, which is Naomi, and she receives a letter that her cousin claims that her husband is trying to murder her. So we can see, the atmospheric of, there's actually haunted like house in here or haunted mansion. So I really did enjoy that atmospheric, the writing style of this novel. But at the same time, the only critic that I'm going to say with this novel is mainly, the pacing of the story, because we can really see that the story or the pacing of the story is really, really slow paced. So if you're looking for a fast-paced novel, gothic novel, I suggest not to read this. But anyway, I did enjoy it personally. I really did enjoy the story so much. The gruesome part was actually my favorite part of this novel. The atmospheric, as I mentioned a while ago, the atmospheric writing style of this novel, I really did enjoy it. And it is actually my first time reading a horror gothic novel, and I did enjoy it so much. And I gave it again 4 stars. So the next book that I've read for the month of November is Tadan! The Nightingale by Christine Hanna, and I gave this book a maximum 5 out of 5 stars. This book really crushed my heart, really crushed the core of my body and stuff like that, because I really did cry over this book over and over, especially the ending. This book is the book of the month for the Readables book club, and we have a live discussion last month, November, and wow, it's just so amazing. I really did enjoy it so much. This is the kind of historical fiction that I am going to read over and over and over again. Nightingale by Christine Hanna is a historical fiction novel set in World War II in France, and we follow 2 main characters in this novel, which is Vianne and Isabel. And Vianne is the older sister who wanted to protect her daughter and somehow wanted to stick with the rules on what is happening with the war. And Vianne, at the beginning of the story, she is actually the kind of character who is naive because she is young, but I was really shocked. I was really so shocked with what she did during the war, and I was actually crying over her. And yeah, so this is a kind of story of survival, a kind of story of what is happening with women and children during the World War II between France and Germany. It was just so amazing. The reason why I love this story, because you can really feel the France, you can feel the atmosphere. It's just like the Mexican Gothic. You will feel the environment, you will smell France, you will see and you will feel the characters, you will somehow be attached to the character, mainly because it feels so real. So I really did enjoy it so much. I annotate so much on this book. I cry over this book. So I'm also going to share the 5 primary periods in this novel, which is the first one is the early war between the German and France. The second one is the German occupation. The third one is the Holocaust. The fourth one will be the most painful end of war, which is I was so broken on that moment. And the last one is during the 1995 era. So yeah, 5 stars for me. So the next one on my list is ta-da! What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, and I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So we have a live discussion for this one for Blu-ray Book Club last November. So I'm pretty much happy mainly because I really did enjoy the story so much. Actually, kinilig talaga ako sa story na to, and it's really eye-opener to everyone that, you know, it really talks about fate, it talks about the universe. So What If It's Us is a YA contemporary novel, and we follow two main characters in this book, which is Arthur and Ben. And one day they met in a post office where Ben is trying to return the things from his ex-boyfriend, and Arthur is somehow doing an errands in the post office. So they will meet there, like meet cute there. Unfortunately, there was a mash mob and then they got separated. Sadly, they did not get any information or like social media accounts, so we will follow them as they try to find each other in a place wherein mahirap hanapin ng isang tao, which is New York City. So what I like about this book is it's really realistic. It's really realistic in the sense na talaga it's really a character-driven story wherein you can see the development of these characters. At the same time, it's really relatable, especially when it comes to the first dates, you know, when it comes to, you know, relationship and stuff like that. So if you wanted to have somehow light read, or like you wanted to have, you know, the romance, gusto nyong kiligin, you wanted to laugh, you know, because this book is hilarious. Like Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera has their own sense of humor when it comes to this book, and I really did enjoy it. Again, I really enjoyed this, and I will really recommend it to everyone who loves contemporary romance. If you are a fan of BL story, you will definitely enjoy this. So again, I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars, mainly because I didn't actually am a fan of the ending, and good thing there is going to be a sequel next month, and I will show you the title here. So I'm pretty much excited about that because the ending here in the story is somehow not satisfying at all. That's why I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, but thankfully there is a sequel, so I am going to read that, to buy that. So the last two books that I've read for the month of November is ta-da! Cinder and Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, and I actually have a reading vlog on this, so you guys check it out. But basically, I really did enjoy this reread so much. So Cinder is the first book in this novel, then Scarlet is the sequel to this novel, and this is book 1 and book 2. I really did enjoy it mainly because I really do love the retelling. So Cinder is a retelling of Cinderella, and Scarlet is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. In this story, Cinder is a half-human, half-cyborg, so it is set in a futuristic New Beijing, China. And then we have a plague which is called Lepromosis, and this one, Scarlet, is set somehow in France. So what I like about this novel is the collision of these two books and the other remaining books in the series, and then they will have like an Avenger who is trying to destroy or to somehow defeat our main villain, which is Queen Livana. So there is a lot of political aspect in this novel. And then we also talk about the Lepromosis, the plague. Cinder has really have a huge impact in this story because there is a revelation of who she really is that I am not going to share because that is spoiler. But anyway, I really did love the series. So the part 2 of my reading vlog for the Lunar Chronicles will be coming soon. So again, I really did enjoy this novel so much. So this Cinder is 5 stars for me and Scarlet is 4 stars. But technically overall with the Lunar Chronicles, I really did enjoy it. I really am in love with the story because it's a retelling. It's a futuristic sci-fi fantasy novel. If you wanted to read that kind of story with retelling and then like Avengers thing like that, you know, you can really check this out because this is actually an old title, but you know, I am actually living the hype. So yeah, so Cinder 5 stars, Scarlet 4 stars. So read it. These are the books that I've read for the month of November plus 1 ebook. So how about you guys? What have you read for the month of November? What's your favorite read on that month? So that's it for my video. So once again, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you wanted to see more about my bookish strategy, click subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!